Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel today. What I'm going to be doing today is nothing about Dodge trucks or anything like that, or the cab over trucks today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble a log splitter that I bought online. It's made by Rugged Split, and it's right behind me in a crate here, as you can see. So let me show you what I got, and we'll go from there. All right, so what I've got is like I said, a Rugged Split log splitter. I've been looking at log splitters for a while, and actually I do a lot of wood cutting. I actually have had in the past, which I sold recently. I had a really nice wood processor with a Kubota diesel engine and all that good stuff, but I just didn't have the room to store it anywhere, and I kind of regret selling it because I can really use it now, but I don't want to spend that kind of money anymore on stuff like that. So this one here is it's actually a really nice wood splitter. There's a lot of good reviews online about it, and I guess you might be able to compare it to a Timberwolf or a Wolf Ridge, but they are on a different level. They're probably much better, but they're also like, I don't know, twice or so the price on it also. So that's kind of why I went with this one here, just because of the cost on it, and then the really good reviews that it does have. So this is how it came in. It came in really well, no damage at all, except for a couple of broken boards, but I did that myself. It came in absolutely with no issues, and I ordered it, I think it was on a Saturday night or a Sunday night, and it came in by Wednesday, so shipping was really good. And comes with a Honda motor. I waited a little bit longer because the Honda motor was out of stock, so I waited a little bit, and I finally noticed that the Honda motor was back, so then I just ordered it right away. So let's get it unboxed and see what it looks like. All right, so let's get these bands cut off of here and see what's in there. So we already know what's in this box, obviously Honda motor, so nothing to see there. I'm not sure what's in there, but we'll check it out. Alright, so just your our hydraulic oil filter and some hardware for that. That's all that's in that box. Now let's see if I can get this top off of here. I don't really have what's in it today. Maybe we can use a screwdriver. Find our hammer. Had a hammer here somewhere. Where did I put it? Hold on 1 minute while I try to find my hammer. Alright, found my hammer. So, pop the sides off this and see what we got. Well, it looks like a lot of parts. Some assembly required, right? All right. basically try to take the sides off. What do you think? Alright, so that's a good look at what's inside the box here, huh? Got a lot of parts. Let me finish unboxing it, get some stuff out, and start assembling it. Alright, so that's it, the box. The sides are off it, so yeah, there's a lot of parts here. I'm going to get everything out and just put off to the side. And just maybe I can find some instruction manual here too, just to see how it goes together. I'm sure it's here. I just got to find it. All right, let's keep on going. All right, well, I've got everything out of the pallet, and man, there's a lot of parts. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a lot of assembly work, but it is what it is. I don't mind doing it, you know. So yeah, I've got the trailer hitch, I guess, over there, and then looks like the table grate for the front. Got the hydraulic oil reservoir there. And this thing is actually, this thing doesn't look like much in the picture. This thing is really a beefy thing here, man. It's heavy duty, no doubt about it. Nothing like what I have now. So, and I got some parts over here, some log lifter parts, the bipod, I think they call it, for the stand. Some miscellaneous brackets here. I'm not sure what they're for yet, but I'll figure that out. Got that thing there. Looks like it's for the log lifter also. A bunch of hydraulic hoses. Let's see, we got some kind of hydraulic pump here, it looks like. The wedge, I got the wedge right there, and that's another part. Cylinder here, probably for the log lifter. And we've got a box here, a valve. Either for the log lifter or for the actual splitter itself. I don't know. I'll figure that out. And I got another one here. And I got a whole box of these things here. Ay, 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 huh? That's going to take a while. And we got a box of this stuff here, just obviously to put the trailer on it, part of the wheel bearing covers and stuff like that. So, no instruction manual with the project at all, but I'm not too surprised, and it's okay by me because they have an assembly video online, so I'm not knocking them for that at all. I'd rather watch the video online anyway, because I think you can learn more by watching videos than trying to figure it out in a paper. Well, for me anyway. But that's it. This thing here, it doesn't look like much in the picture, but this thing has got some serious beef to it. I mean, this thing's a monster, an absolute monster. It's huge. Nothing like the little 22 ton I have now that I bought at Tractor Supply. So this ought to be pretty good. So what I gotta do, I gotta take care of the wheels first. I gotta find some wheel bearing grease. I think I have some around here somewhere. So I gotta get the wheel bearings greased up and put those on and get them on the tank. So let me start that first. All right, so what I did first, according to the video, is I packed all the wheel bearings. Actually, you gotta take them out. You gotta push that one out and repack it, because they don't really come with much grease in them at all, just very little. So that's all greased up. That one's all greased up, and this one here is all set too. So next step is going to be to take this plastic off the bearing axles here, and we'll slide the wheels on it. So that's the next job. All right, so this is one wheel that's basically all on now. Can't get any simpler than this. Put the washer on it, put the nut back on, tighten it up so it doesn't wiggle around. Basically, put your cotter pin in and dust cover, and that's it. So that's this wheel. Let me do the other wheel and move on to the next step. All right, so that's the other side. Kind of got dented a little bit. I used a piece of wood too to hit them in there, but kind of flimsy, I guess. But they're done. Both wheels are on, and bearings are greased up. So that's step one of many steps, I'm assuming. So let me go on to the next step. All right, so what I did next, I mounted the trailer tongue on it. So that is on, all secured. Very easy, just follow the steps on the video online. I put the bipod leg on, so that's all set. And next I gotta support the cylinder. I'm gonna get a strap on my forklift and lift that up so I can mount the wheels and the hydraulic tank next. So that's my next job. All right, guys, so here's where I am now. Actually used the forklift over here to support the rear cylinder while I put the hydraulic tank on. I put my bolts here. I think they consider that like in the middle. You can move it farther back if you want, or you can move it farther forward. Plus and minuses to both of them. I think this might be the right spot for me. If it's not, I can always move it around. So let me find out what the next step is. I think that's mounting the engine, so let me continue on. All right, so I've got the motor mounted. It's all down and secured. And one thing, just make sure you watch the videos. There is a spacer plate in here. So if you do have electric start, which I do on this one, you want to put that spacer plate. There's a really thin spacer plate that goes in here to level the motor out. Because when you mount your battery holder, it's going to be a little off, so you need to make sure it's level. So make sure you put that spacer plate in there if you have electric start. And that's it for now. I got the wire connected up here, the positive, the negative is back here. Make sure you put that on first before you tighten your bolt down, so make sure you do that first. And other than that, let me see what the next step is, and we'll go from there, so hold on. All right, so next step of the project is to put the start assembling the log lift part of it. So this is what it looks like right here. It's actually very easy. Just follow the video. The video is actually very informative. So yeah, you don't even need directions, just follow the video. So I put this piece here on. As you can see, it's all bolted down. Not tightened yet. I didn't tighten anything up on this yet. And I put the other side here on. So that's part of it. And then there's a cylinder down here, which eventually will be connected to the table. So it's kind of where I am right now. So next part of this thing here is going to be assembling the log lift table itself. So let me continue. All right, so what I've done now is the next step in it was to mount the table for the log lift. It's right here. Very easy to do. As soon as you get your brackets on, I mean, it's just simple to do. So that's all on. Just have to connect. I haven't connected the piston on the bottom yet, which is can't get any easier than that. So I'll get that connected, and then move on to the next step. Only I'm not sure about is I have this extra piece right here, and I know I have one right here that's mounted here to the other side. There's nothing here. Maybe that's just an extra piece. I don't really know. I don't know yet. It doesn't make any sense to me why I would have an extra one, but I went through the video like 4 or 5 times and they didn't show that extra piece being mounted here. So I'm assuming it doesn't get mounted, but I got a feeling it does. But I'm just gonna leave it off for now until I go through the whole video, and we'll go from there. So let me get the piston connected for the log lift. And I think the next step is when I start working on the tray over there. It goes in the front here. So hold on one second and get back to it. All right, so that step is all set. You can see the cylinder is on. I mean, it's super easy. Nothing to even get excited about. It's just very, very simple. So the next part of it, which I thought was going to be more of the log lift or the tray in the front, is actually the fenders. The fenders will be next. So yeah, this looks pretty simple too. It's just some 13mm nuts and bolts. And we'll put the fenders on. So let me do that next. All right, so the fenders are on. You know, I would take longer videos of showing me bolting all this on, but this doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, the fenders took really not even 5 minutes to put on. So, you know, I don't want to burn up space in my phone memory either, but you know, it's very easy to put together this machine, very easy. So just take your time and just follow the video is all I can tell you. But let me keep going and let me see what the next step is. All right, so the next step on this thing was, you know, after the log lift table part was put on, was actually to start working on the control valve itself. So I skipped ahead a little bit and I mounted my bracket on here for the valves. And it's going to take me a little bit longer to get all these valves threaded and put on the right way. So I'm going to probably take a little bit of time doing that, but I'll be back in a little bit and I'll show you how I got the valves assembled and all that. So hold on. All right, so what I've got done now is I put the valve in a vise. Took out the plug that was on there, which looks like this. That was in there, so I took that out. And I put the power beyond sleeve in here, which is this thing. Tighten it down, not super tight, but tight enough because there is an O-ring on it. And the next step is, I believe we're going to put a NPT fitting in there, I think. So let me see what the next thing on the list is, and we'll go from there. All right, so what I've got done now is I mounted the other control valve on here with that pipe in there, with the thread seal and tape on it also. Pretty straightforward. Just follow the video if you're not familiar with the stuff, and you should be fine. This one here, I kind of followed his video. I didn't turn it all the way straight because I know we're gonna have to re-tighten it anyway. So I kind of left that where it is. This is tightened down. This I tightened down pretty well also, but I think I'm good with that. So let's move on to the next part of this project. All right. So what I did now was I mounted both of the these hydraulic things here. I'm shot today. I can't even think of what they are. But these are mounted, and that's all set, and they're all secured down. It just takes a little bit of time because you really can't get a ratchet on these things. So it's basically just using 2 wrenches. So that's where I am now, and now I gotta mount this whole thing down because it's loose right now. This whole thing is gonna get mounted down to the bracket down here. So that's my next task, and I'll be right back. All right, so that part is done now also. These 4 bolts are all secured down, and it's tight up on here. So I think the next step is we're gonna start putting some of these NTP fittings in, NPT fittings. So that's our next step. All right, guys, so what I did next is I put on all the 3/4 by 3/4 NTP fittings, NPT. Those are on there. These 1/2-inch ones are on. I think I got everything on right. I mean, you do need some force, like he said, to really sock these things down. So I went around where I thought I was good, and I actually went one more turn on it. So I'm hoping for no leaks, but we'll see how it goes, right? So that's that. Now I'll move on to the next step, and we'll go from there. So hold on. All right, so the next thing I did is I installed these 2 NPT fittings here. Just so you know how they're facing. That one's facing that way towards the motor, or the pump, I guess you call it. This here is facing forward. That one there. So that was the next step. That's all done. Now we'll move on to the next one. What I used a there it is. I used a 1 1/8 wrench just to tighten them up because you really gotta sock them down. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. All right, so the next step was to install the filter. Really straightforward. Just follow the instructions and just be careful not to tighten this thing. It is too tight. Like the guy said, it is aluminum, so you don't want to strip it. This one here I've tightened up really well, and these I've tightened up really well also. And the filter is hand tight for now. I gotta get a wrench on the filter, just tighten it up a little bit more, and that will be done. Let me move on to the next thing. Hold on. The next thing I did is I connected the pump. There's nothing that I saw in the instructions that told you how to mount the pump, but it's kind of straightforward. The cover's off for now, put the cover back on later. Alright, so what I've done so far, actually my last thing I just did was all the hoses. I did the filter last and the pump was on. That's all set. And all my hoses are on now. You can see. They're only hand tight. They're not tightened up yet, so I'll have to tighten all those. And I put on the ones for the log lift. You can see down here. Those are on. Then I gotta tighten this thing down. That's not tight yet. I just wanna get all my hoses where I want, and I'll tighten that down. But for now, let me tighten these up and we'll go on to the next step. Alright, so what I did now is I tightened up all my fittings. Everything's tight on that. I put my control levers on. Everything on went on just as easy as you could think. And put the toe chains on it. That's all assembled. And I think next I'm going to be starting the table for it, so hold on. Alright, so the next part of the process was assembling the catcher tray. As you can see here, it is on. It went together fairly easy. The only problem I have with it, I have to do a little bit of welding because one of those came in broken like that, so I really can't tighten it. But not a huge big deal. I can weld that easily. So that's all in place now. And now I think I have to move on to the log lifter. So hang on. All right, everybody. Well, here it is, finished product, all assembled. Hoses are tight. There's engine oil in it. I have half the hydraulic oil because I was gonna blend two different kinds, but I just decided against it the last minute. So I have to go back down Napa tomorrow and get I think 7 more gallons of hydraulic fluid. But that's it. Yeah, that's it. Wasn't too bad. And what I've used here, this is what I use for the hydraulic fluid from Napa. It is ISO 32, and that is the kind that they're looking for, so it is the right kind of hydraulic oil. And I just use some 10W30 motor oil. My suggestion to you, if you have extra oil in your garage or you have extra quarts, don't buy 2 quarts, just buy one quart of oil. And if you have extra oil in your garage, just use that, because you'll have extra oil for a while if you don't need it. But I am going to change the oil in 5 hours like it says, so I'll keep it anyway. But that's it for now. Let me get the rest of the hydraulic oil and we'll start this thing up. Alright guys, another thing I bought this hour gauge. Bought this off Amazon. I like the old school stuff where it's not digital, so I'm gonna make a bracket that goes probably over here somewhere. So I can mount the gauge either like this or like that. I'm not sure. I'll probably mount it like that. And I'm gonna get an oil pressure gauge and a hydraulic pressure gauge also. So that'll be in the works later, but I want to get the hour gauge on just so I can keep track of the hours. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take the log catcher off it and the log lifter. And I didn't put this on because I didn't run the machine yet, but that's just the choke thing there. So that can go on after it's run back here somewhere, so leave that off for now. But I'm going to put this in like the travel look, I guess you call it, set up for travel so you can tow it down the roads. But this thing, it's heavy. It's very heavy. Nothing like those small splitters you get at the box stores. This thing's definitely got some weight to it, so either have a tractor or something to move it around because you're gonna need it. All right, everybody. Well, this is it. It's all in the travel mode, I guess you can call it. So everything went together really well. There's some your pins from your catcher tray down here actually go onto your wedge up here, so it actually works out. It's actually a very well thought out design, I think, to store everything and move it. So it's pretty good. Assembly wasn't that bad. I mean, there's a lot to put together, and it's just common sense and follow directions, and it's simple. I mean, I would put on a scale of 1 to 10. I would say assembly, maybe a 4. I don't know. if you've never done anything like that before, then it might be more, but it's very doable for anybody, I think. All right, so let me get 7 more gallons of the hydraulic oil so I can get this thing started up. All right, guys, so I'm all done. I just put my last 7 gallons of my ISO 32 hydraulic oil in. I put 5 in yesterday, so that's topped off. I just had it running real quick. I did have a couple leaks on it, but really not much. I had one little leak on the oil filter, which I didn't tighten up all the way, so I fixed that. And the other only leak I had was right here. I guess I must have loosened it up when I was assembling it, so that was leaking, but I tightened that up. That doesn't leak anymore. Other than that, no leaks at all. Actually, I'm going to give you a little demonstration how it works here. I don't have my electric start hooked up yet. The battery is not in. I ordered the battery. It should be in a couple days. But these Honda motors are awesome, so just got to turn it on. I'll keep it low idle right now.